Welcome everyone to the June 3rd, 2017 roller derby game, Rhythm in Bruise. The South Okanagan Roller Derby Association is fighting for their lives tonight against the Farmer Slaughters. So we're just introducing the teams up now. We've got the Farmer Slaughters coming in from the Armstrong area. They're kind of a mashup team between Vernon, Enderby, Armstrong. There's a couple of Kelowna skaters, and I think we got a couple of Penticton skaters rounding out their ranks as well, fighting our hometown Penticton Pistoleras.
Number 76.
I am Bullet Bell, joined by
No Fear.
No Fear. So we're going to be taking you on a magical journey that is roller derby.
808 Hula. 885 Betty Rage. 91 Dola Dementia. And 97 Feeble Neeble. And now, your home team, the Penticton Pistoleras. Let's give it up for number 13, Rise of Lightning. Wearing number 16, Ramrod. 17, Little Whippersnipper. 101, Cruella to Kill. 1939, Blitzkrieg. 26, Hellcat. 27, Drag. Wearing number 39, Gibby Spankins. 45, Uzi Q. 5, Blue Bell Bruise Hub. Wearing 666, Renegade. Number 8, Scullywig. Number 9, On Your Knees. And 95, Slay Her. Tonight, this game will be officiated by your referee team. Head referee, T-Bone Tess. Violent Femme. Gunner. Orderous Around Us. Tiny Satan. Crasher in the Thigh. And your head NSO, Upsy Crazy. And please rise for the singing of our national anthem.
With glowing hearts we
right, so we're just about to get this
Part
show
of tonight's
on the
event.
road. We've got June 3rd, we've got the Penticton Pistoleras against the Armstrong Farmer Slaughters. So we've got the Farmer Slaughters taking the track. We've got you see the woman there with the star on her helmet. She's called the jammer. She is the primary score, the point maker, the point gatherer. Her job, of course, is to skate by all of the other opposing blockers. So we see the jammer with the star on her helmet. She is in red. She's for the Farmer Slaughters. She's going to be trying to make her way through all the black blockers there. They belong to the Penticton Pistoleras.
How many blockers are there?
There are, well, no one gets a penalty. There's supposed to be 4 blockers on the track at one time. And their job is to stop the opposing jammer and to help their own jammer out. So it looks like we're getting right into it here. No demo. Ooh, we got the...
right from the start.
Right from the start, we got some big hits. Farmer Slaughter jammer in red. That's number 808, Hula, making it through, getting what's called lead jammer. That means that she is the first jammer through the pack legally. And now she's eligible to start scoring points. She gets 1 point for each blocker that she passes. So each time her hips pass another blocker, she gets a point. So that's 1, 2 points, 3, 4 points on that. And we'll see, she gets her own dedicated ref who follows her around, pulls up the number of fingers, indicating how many points Hula's got. And it looks like Penticton Pistoleras, we got their jammer is in the penalty box, which means we're starting off this game with the power jam. It's very similar to a power play in hockey where one of them has a penalty. In this case, it's the jammer. So Penticton not scoring any points for 30 seconds while their jammer serves a penalty.
What did she just do there?
So what Hula just did, that's a great question, No Fear.
Why, thank you.
Thank you. So what Hula just did there, she tapped her hips multiple times, and as the jammer, as the lead jammer, she gets to call off the jam, which is the 2-minute period in which they're skating. So she's got the privilege to call that jam off if she thinks the other jammer is about to enter the track. As we see, the Penticton jammer is now standing from the penalty box, indicating she's got less than 10 seconds left to serve of her 30-second penalty. So that means that was a great call, because now the Farmer Slaughters get to start their jam with the jammer, so they'll be more likely to get that very coveted lead jammer position. Got strong wall of Penticton up at the front. Not strong enough. Lingo for Farmer Slaughters makes it through. And we've got number 17 here. That's little whippersnapper for the Penticton team. Getting recycled to the back of the pack. She's going to try and make her way through that strong wall of red. Sounds like we've got a penalty called. So that is Tannibal Lecter. She got called off. She'll have to go to the penalty box for 30 seconds. And Lingo calls it off as she sees little whippersnapper approaching the back of the pack. She doesn't want them to get any points there. Great couple of jams for the Farmer Slaughters so far. No points for the Pistoleras, but oh my goodness, we're 3 minutes in. It's gonna be a lot of changes.
Going to be a lot of changes.
A lot of changes. It's going to be a fast-paced game. So I think this is the first time this season that the Farmer Slaughters from the Okanagan Shoe Swap Roller Derby Association have played the Penticton Pistoleras. Oh, nice moves by the Penticton. Oh. Or is it? No, it seemed like nice moves by Hellcat, but she ended up getting what's called a cut track penalty. That means she skated out of bounds and passed someone that she should not have. So if you skate out of bounds, you can't improve your relative position. That's exactly what Hellcat did. So now we've got nice moves. We got Dalla for the Farmers Slaughters jamming, picking up 5 points, I believe, there. However, this time the Farmers Slaughters do not have lead jam, so this is going to be a full 2-minute jam, which is the maximum amount of time that you can spend on the tracks with your chosen lines, so to speak. So some nice moves by the blockers on the red team. Dalla makes it right through with the help of her blockers. Ooh. See, the refs throw their hands up in the air like they just don't care, but they do actually care quite a lot. What they're doing is calling no pack, which means that the skaters from both teams got too far away from each other. They have to stay basically within 20 feet. So we might see that out of play coming. Nope, they got that on lockdown. Both teams are responsible for staying close together. We got Hellcat back on the track for the Penticton Pistoleras. Nice hit, comes in like a wrecking ball, makes it through. That is, I believe, her initial pass. That was her initial pass. I don't think she picked up any points for that one. Rough start for the Penticton Pistoleras. No points yet. 5 minutes in. I mean, this is only the 3rd or the 4th jam, I believe. But a big 39 points for the Farmers Slaughters. And this is the last home game of the season for Penticton, so they've been working hard all year for this, and of course back from the fall as well. And I believe
they've got a new coach helping them out, don't they?
They do. Do you have some information on that new coach?
Yeah, they do. Mitch Hammer from the Edmonton Evil Roller Derby League. He has tons of coaching and roughing experience. He was previously on the men's Team Canada roller derby team.
I did not know that. Yeah. So we'll see him in the middle, chatting with the refs quite a lot, just getting some clarification, making sure his team is getting exactly what he needs. We see Cruella de Kill from number 101, Penticton Pistoleras, making it through, getting lead jammer. Makes a smart move, gets hit to the inside of the track, goes out of bounds, recycled to the back of the pack, comes up against a very aggressive back end of Manda Moon. Not a place that I would like to be. And number 4, Dixie Drift, makes her way around. I didn't notice if she started in the penalty box or not. Cruella de Kill got an easy lead jammer status from that one because there was 2 Farmers Slaughters blockers in the penalty box. They're going to start with 1 more in the penalty box, but at least they got 2 jammers on the track this time. The girls with the stars on their helmets. Excuse me. Those very strong, intelligent, beautiful women with stars on their helmets.
Is it because they're superstars?
Exactly. No, it's because when you get hit by them, you're going to see stars. Nice, I think that's Hellcat. No, that's Little Whippersnapper. Yeah, that's right, making it through for the Penticton Pistoleras, grabbing the coveted lead jam position. And of course, that gives her the ability to call off the jam whenever she wants. Oh, we got Hula passing her on the inside there. And what I can call a low block there. But she's not too far behind. She got taken out, but she didn't lose too much ground. Hula is a very interesting skater to watch. We always refer to her sort of like as a Zen shark. She's so calm. She seems so slow. Not slow, but very calm and controlled.
She's skating with intention.
With intention. Nice, but Little Whippersnapper makes it through, grabs 4 points. That was a great jam for Penticton. Took him a couple of minutes to get into it, but looks like we've got an official review maybe happening, or a challenge. We've got Mitch Hammer in there with his assistant, with his alternate captain. So they're discussing something that's gone on for that last jam.
What are they talking about, Bullet?
Well, something must have happened in the last jam that did not behoove the Penticton team. So Coach Hammer rather, is bringing his concern to the officials. Now you see the officials have skated off. They're going to confer with themselves. Say, hey, did you see this thing that happened? Do you remember how this went down?
What's the person up there doing kind of the YMCA dance?
Oh, that's what we call one of the teapot dances. So she is actually indicating who is picked an official timeout. So she's going, oh, official timeout, pointing to the Penticton Pistoleras. We always joke that the refs are just sitting in there complaining about the players not knowing the rules to the game. We know them. We just choose not to abide by them all the time.
Hey, Bullet, tell me about your roller derby history.
My roller derby history? That is a very interesting question with a very uninteresting answer. I play for the Okanagan Roller Derby Association. I've been playing with them for 6 or 7 years, based out of Kelowna. Gone to a couple of tournaments. You know, our league is really close with both the Farmer Slaughters and the Penticton Pistoleras. We refer to them as our derby family and our derby sisters, so we get to play each other a lot. And over the past 6 and 7 years, I've seen a lot of people come and go, but we've got like a real rock solid selection of longtime senior skaters here tonight that I absolutely adore. One of them, of course, actually 2 of them, of course, you've got Lingo lining up for the Farmer Slaughters in the red as the jammer, and Risa Lightning, who's, it was recent a couple of years ago, but time flies when you're having fun. Risa Lightning jamming for the Pistoleras as well. Nice moves by Risa Lightning, pushes back past Moon. Lingo gets recycled to the back of the pack. She doesn't seem to mind. Look at that smile on her face. At the front of the...
Look at her cutting through like butter.
Oh, that's crazy. Risa Lightning just harnessing part ballerina, part linebacker, just blowing through, trying to get through on the inside line with the help of number 95, Slayer. Lingo makes it through. I believe that's her initial pass, so she's eligible to start scoring points. Risa picks up on that. The jammer for the Pistoleras calls it off. So they get a call 5 seconds before the start of the jam. Then we get 1 whistle to start. That is a strong wall of black at the back. That jammer is not going anywhere. We've got a similar situation up at the front. Hellcat trying to push through. Oh, that pack is getting good and spread up. No pack is called. That means that they've got to get together real quick. They don't get together quick enough. They've got to let that jammer go. Nice moves by Hellcat. Grabs that lead jammer status. Penticton Pistoleras hitting their jammer to the back. Hellcat takes advantage of that chaos, scoots through on the outside line. Farmer Slaughters using a sort of train maneuver to try and get their jammer through. Holy smokes, there goes Hellcat. She picks up an additional point for passing the other jammer. This is the second time she's lapped that jammer, but here goes the Farmer Slaughters jammer in red. That's number 666. Oh,
AC Slayer.
We got another Slayer, AC Slayer. Hellcat calls it off, sees Slayer on her butt. Says, you know what, I'm gonna take these 19 points or so that I've just scored. I'm not greedy, I'm gonna play it safe. That was a great jam for the Pistoleras. We got a score of, well, it's probably gonna update by the time I say this, but right now, 28 for the Pistoleras, 44 from Farmer Slaughters.
And that's only 10 minutes into the game.
That's 10 minutes into the game. Oh, and now we're having some clock issues. Oh, 180 minutes. Oh, it's gonna be a long one. They're gonna be exhausted.
The energy is so high that time is bending.
Yes, exactly. All right, looks like we got everything all figured out. Got the skaters taking a very retro position at the front, at that line, which is called the pivot line. Nice. Crew gets lead jam again. We got Uzi Q. Wow, trying to block. Nice. Might be a little bit of a low block. Yeah, Uzi Q, kind of worth it. Takes out the other jammer in a rather illegal fashion, but manages to hold her for about half a lap. Cruella de Kill and Manda Moons fighting at the top of the pack, but eventually Crew makes it through. I believe she grabs 5 points for that. No, 4 points for that. Penticton picking up another 4 points for that pass.
And wisely calling it off.
Exactly. Dixie Drift was coming up against the back of that pack. Cruella de Kill jammer for the Pistoleras saw that the Farmer Slaughters were lining up to do some interesting maneuvers to help their jammer get through.
How old is roller derby? You said they were doing an old-fashioned move last time.
Oh, well, here's the thing with such a young sport. It's a theoretically young sport, modern roller derby. So when I say like a sort of retro move lining up on the pivot line, where they're lined up right now, that's called the jammer line. Where you see Tushy there doing her little teapot dance because of, I think it's an official timeout, that's the pivot line. Everyone used to start up there. As the sport evolved and rules changed and, you know, bent to our will, different techniques, different maneuvers become more popular. Lining up at the pivot line is maybe not as advantageous as it used to be. The game has really slowed down. It used to be a real race. You might remember, if you're so lucky as to see like the old bank track derby in the 70s and I don't know, the 80s. That's what I hear. It was a real race. It was like a mix between hit to pass and WWF. It's a little bit more strategic now. So as you see, we've got 6 refs out there tonight. I believe we're 1 or 2 refs short of a full reffing roster. We can skate with 6. I believe 7 or 8 is even better. We need all of these refs because, well, the rules are complicated. We need all of these refs.
You've already said that you need 1 ref on each jammer.
That's right. So each jammer gets their own ref because they need someone dedicated to them to count their points, to make sure that they're not doing illegal things.
What about the other refs? What do the other refs do?
The other refs, well, we've got 2 refs on the inside of the track and 2 refs on the outside of the track. And they're, of course, watching for various illegal movements. be illegal contact, very similar rules to hockey. You can't trip, you can't hit the head or with the head. Oh, nice. We've got, who's that? Hula for Farmer Slaughters grabbing lead jammer there. You know, you can't block with your arms, you can't block with your hands.
Yeah, when I shove someone, what am I allowed to use?
When you shove someone, you can only use what your mama gave you. So you can use your hips and shoulders pretty much, and your body, but not using, you know, your legs or your arms or your head. This is fun. They're having fun. Even though it's a serious game with lots of rules, still lots of smiles.
And a little bit of blood.
A little bit. So one thing that's really important in roller derby is, of course, the individual identity. So you see that we've all got similar jerseys on. We've all got the same jersey on, but the rest of it's totally customizable. We've got different shorts, now
Although I
different
have
tights.
noticed that both teams actually have their own sparkly hot pants tonight.
Yes. Oh, those sparkly hot pants are amazing. You can get them online. I strongly encourage everyone to look online right now for sparkly hot pants.
I wonder what those are made of. Are those...
They're sequins. They're two-toned sequins.
I feel worried about wearing something like that on the rink. I'd worry somebody like would smash into me and all my beautiful sequins would fall off.
Oh, it's part protection too, because the sequins are also probably a little bit sharp. So hopefully no one's going to hit you too hard. Got Risa Lightning fighting at the front of the pack with the Penticton Pistoleras. Makes it through, scoots through on the inside corner. Got the very expressive Lingo making her way just almost a full track behind Risa Lightning. But oh, look at that smile. She's having a good time.
That was some nice showmanship.
That was amazing showmanship and amazing sportsmanship from all of these women too. Penticton Pistoleras is definitely closing the gap there right now. 42-51 for the Farmer Slaughters. We've got Captain Coach Doug calling a timeout for the Farmers Slaughters. They came out real strong out of the gate, scoring about 35 points in the first, I don't know, what was that, 3 or 4 minutes? And only getting another 15 or 16
I think this
in the
is
next
the
10.
closest derby match I've ever attended.
Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be a real close game. Both of these teams pretty equivalent. I was trying to get some betting done. Not really, but trying to think of who might be winning. Both teams extremely hard hitting, especially the Farmers Slaughters. Penticton exceptional with their pack work. That means that their blockers are staying really close together, really controlling the pack speed.
Yeah, what makes a strong pack?
A strong pack? Well, if for the strong blockers, they stay together. They'll be aware of where both the opposing jammer is as well as where their own jammer is, and switching from offense to defense really quickly. And always making sure that they can help their jammer if they're available to help, as long as they don't have the opposing jammer that they need to crush their soul.
Is that a technical term?
That is a technical term. In the Women's Flat Track Roller Derby Association rulebook, soul crushing is a technical term. At the 5-second mark, we see Penticton skating to the very front of the pivot line there. What they're trying to do is cut. No pack called, and it worked. Let's see what happens. All right, awesome. What they did worked out. Scallywags in the box for a penalty, but we've got Hellcat making it through, getting lead jammer. Slayer taking off her jammer helmet and passing it to her pivot. That's the skater with the,
Putting it back on.
Putting it back on. So unfortunately, that means that she's not going to have her initial pass. She'll have to try and do that again, I think. She was going to pass it to the pivot, who is the skater with the striped helmet cover. So I don't know if it was all a ruse. Perhaps it was. Or if the pivot on the Farmer Slaughters was just not in an ideal position to grab that helmet cover and take over the jamming responsibilities. Oh, 2 points. 2 points away. I got so excited I couldn't finish my thought there. 2-point differential. Farmer Slaughters being held at 51 points for these past couple of jams. Penticton setting up a strong, what's called a tripod at the front, recycling number 4. Who's that? Number 4, Dixie Drift, all the way to the back. Cruella de Kill makes it through, grabs the lead jammer. Moon for the Farmer Slaughters up at the front of the pack, trying to make a mess of things for her jammer to get through. The Penticton Walkers sticking together. Wow, just sticking to her like white on rice. As Crew makes it through for the Pistoleras and picks up 5 more points. And we've got a lead change. 54-51 in the middle of this jam.
Oh, and 1001 wouldn't listen for Crew.
Let's see, where's she at? I'm getting all confused. Oh, that's 101. That's actually Cruella de Kill for the Penticton Pistoleras, making her way through. Oh, we've got a star pass. I believe it was Dixie Drift who was jamming past it on to number 111 Moon for the Farmer Slaughters in red.
Is it because they can see her behind as she skates through?
I think so. That's exactly why. So the other jammer was having a real struggle trying to make it through. Moon, being the pivot, took over the responsibilities, which is great. She's picked up 4 points now. Picking up another 4 points for the Farmer Slaughters. But unmatched, or completely matched. The exact opposite of what I meant by Cruella de Kill.
And look at that, with 11 minutes to go, the Penticton Pistoleras are now in the lead at 67 versus 60.
And I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing a lead change pretty often. I imagine probably all night long.
I like this. I like this feeling of adrenaline.
It's good. Like, a lot of times at our level of roller derby, you have a clearly superior team, but these teams are so equally matched. It's going to be a great rest of the game for us. I'll try not to ruin it too much by chatting your ear off, but we'll see how that goes. Got Hula making it through, grabbing lead jammer for the Farmer Slaughters in red. Not too far behind, we've got a little whippersnapper.
Is that a gold bodysuit that she's wearing underneath her jersey?
That probably gives her all of her power. Moon is wearing one as well. She calls it off as little whippersnapper approaches the back of the pack. Smart move. Grabs a couple of points, calls it off before the Pistoleras can grab any. Oh, we've got Lingo lining up, trying to intimidate Risa Lightning. Let's see what we got. Risa skating through, trying to get through backwards. No pack is called. She pushes the Farmers Slaughters blockers out of play. We've got Lingo pushing up against a strong 3-wall of black at the front. Risa Lightning sneaks through on the inside line as Anya Nees takes a little trip to the penalty box to join 2 other Farmers Slaughters skaters over there. All right, we've got Risa Lightning sneaking through on the inside line with Lingo hot on her tail. Risa calls it off as a nice little spin on the inside of the track. I think she cut the track, but she didn't cut. She skated out of bounds and still picked up 2 points for her efforts. Pistoleras playing it very smart with their lead jammer status. They've been grabbing that more often than not in this second half of the first half, which would technically be the second quarter, but I'm not that great with math, so I can't tell you for sure. I've got a little bit of a time out here. We've got Hellcat lining up to jam for the Penticton Pistoleras. And number 666, AC Slayer. Nice moves by Hellcat. It's like she teleported to the front of the pack and just kept going. AC Slayer gets recycled to the back of the pack. Gets knocked to the inside, recycled again. Hellcat taking no guff on the outside of the track by the that's not even right, by the Farmer Slaughters in red.
It's like she burst her way through hell.
Burst her way like a bat out of hell. Maybe that's where I was going, and she just did it again. I think she was completely unopposed on that last pass. Calls it off just in time. Slayer about to approach the back of the pack. Penticton playing a smart game of nickel and diming, but also blockers doing an amazing job on defense, not letting that red jammer get anywhere. Both of the teams this year sporting brand new jerseys and looking pretty darn sharp. Oh, Dixie Drift knocks out Uzi Q. Uzi Q takes a penalty for her troubles. But Dixie's got lead jammer for the Farmers Slaughters. Corral to kill, gets bumped to the inside, recycled all the way back to the pack. And a good call from Dixie Drift, gets hit to the outside, already has 3 points for that pass, not worth going back to grab that fourth.
I feel like I'm learning how to be frugal by watching this game.
Right? It's a very good way to learn how to budget. I'm feeling really optimistic about seeing a great big hit. Penticton widening that lead, now a 20-point lead. 21-point lead on Farmers Slaughters.
Can they make it with only 5 minutes to go? Can they claw their way back up?
I think they can. Well, after this 5 minutes, there's going to be a short intermission. We're actually going to have some interviews with players and coaches from both teams. And hopefully that Penticton keep the momentum going, or Farmers Slaughters can regroup. There's just Doug calling another timeout. Probably just talking about where the after party is going to be.
Maybe they're heading down to the tea party tonight.
Oh, maybe. That sounds likely. So I mentioned the brand new jerseys for the Farmers Slaughters, and of course they're of the Okanagan Shoe Swap Roller Derby Association, and they have recently, I think it was just this year, rebranded from the Okanagan Derby Dolls. So they're all skating under Farmers Slaughters. They've got an amazing logo. You can pick up their merch. I believe they've got some on their website, which would be osrda.ca. And of course, at all these games, we've got merch to sell. This is the last one of the season here, but always look for next season.
The season's so short, isn't it?
The season is short. We have a very limited time to skate in places like this. Well, they've got the ice out. So for curling, we also play in some hockey arenas, so we've got a short amount of time to play. Oh, there goes Hellcat, grabbing lead jammer again. It's like deja vu. We've got number 808, Hula, in the red, making it through about half a track behind Hellcat.
Did you see that? She just burned right through.
I didn't see that, and I think that's part of the problem. I think she's got some sort of Harry Potter cloak of invisibility, or I don't know, maybe that Lord of the Rings ring thing. That's exactly what it is. Or she's got like some Doctor Who TARDIS in her pocket. Her skates are actually a time machine. I figured it out.
She's totally freezing time.
She's freezing time. And we've got Lingo in the red and Risa Lightning for the Pistoleras in the black. Also taking a page right out of Hellcat's book, and freezing time, making it through, grabbing lead jammer.
Is she wearing her glasses?
Oh, wow, huge hit. She is wearing her glasses. She's been skating for years, and I haven't seen them fall off yet. Must be some magical glue going on there. Skates through, passes Lingo, the jammer in red. Grabs an extra point for that. Wow, good recovery by Risa Lightning, makes it through. I think we've still got Lingo getting recycled to the back of the pack. I'm not sure if she's finished her initial pass. Risa skating through. Finally, someone manages to stop her. Oh, barely staying in just by the skin of her wheels, and makes it around. I think this is maybe her 5th pass for 5 points.
We've lost count.
I've lost count. I can't count that high. I'm an athlete. Makes it through. I think this would make it. We can hear Coach Hammer on the bench yelling, call it, meaning call it off, call the jam off. You've got, I think she scored 25 points on that jam, which is an obscene number. That was excellent. So that was another great jam for the Penticton Pistoleras.
Now they're ahead by about 40 points with only about 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes to go. Then the Farmers Slaughters hopefully can take a minute, regroup. Oh, we got a big hit on the outside of the second corner. Dalla takes out Little Whippersnapper, but makes it through even with that huge hit, getting knocked, spilling her beans on the outside corner there. She manages to get up, grab lead jammer. We've got a helmet, we've got a star pass for Farmer Slaughters. So if you watch the skater with the stripe on her helmet, she's holding the helmet cover. She's gonna put it on in a second, and she's gonna become the jammer for the Farmer Slaughters. To no avail as Little Whippersnapper calls it off. Just over a minute left in this half. Penticton holding the Farmer Slaughters. 0 points for the past 4 jams, I think. Farmer Slaughters trying to knock out Crew and get her a cut track penalty by trying to recycle her to the back of the pack. Looks like that didn't work. Crew gets lead jammer for the Pistoleras. Strong wall of black in the front. Oh, huge hit as the Farmer Slaughters try another star pass. I saw the helmet cover come off the red jammer. Don't know where it's at. Oh, Moon's got it again. She's gonna put it on, try to catch up to Crew. Crew already picking up 5 points. I believe just 5 points so far. Okay, what happened? Looks like Moon for the Farmer Slaughter got called off for some sort of penalty, dropped the helmet cover, only can be recovered by the first jammer, and the jammer got a penalty. So we're gonna have a power jam. That was confusing. Don't worry if you can't follow along at home. It's equally confusing to everyone wearing sparkly pants and striped shirts down here on the floor.
I'm just blinded by the sparkles.
Oh, there's so many sparkles. It's very disorienting. So this is halftime. We've got Pistoleras with 130 points, holding the Farmer Slaughters from the Vernon Armstrong area at 73. Let's see what they can do. There's going to be about a 20-minute intermission. The teams are going to try and formulate their plan of attack for the next half, which is another 30 minutes. And this is an exciting game.
I'm here with 2 members of the Penticton Pistolera, Renegade, one of our players, and Tron, one of our coaches. How do you think the game is going so far, you guys?
I think it started a little rough for us, but we now figured out what we're going to do, and we're going to play our game for the second half.
Yeah, a little rough. We need to get together, stay calm. We're getting there, and just stay as a team and keep on the inside line.
I know, right? I saw you guys at the start, and it was great for you, but you really pulled through.
Yeah.
What's your plan in the second half?
We're going to make them play our game. We're going to run them, make them tired, because our girls can handle that.
Yeah, make them tired. We've been training for this all season. Our coaches have been riding us hard, so we're ready for it.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, guys. Best of luck in the second half.
All right.
I'm here with 2 members of the away team. I've got with me Moon, one of our fantastic players, and Doug, one of our coaches. How do you guys think the game is going so far?
It's going pretty good. You know, they're a tough team. They, I don't know. They've got a lot of quick skaters.
We're fighting hard to keep up. Yeah. We're having to dig in really hard.
I actually really like it that the scores are really close. For me as a spectator, it's really exciting.
This is a pretty close game. A lot of times you'll see like 100-point spread, so 60-ish is pretty good. You know, it's well fought too. They're definitely making us work for it. I think we're making them
It's doable
work
in the
for it as
second
well.
half.
Yeah, what are you guys going to do with the second half to claw back?
We're a second half team.
We are a second half team, yeah. And we skate on sport court, so we definitely have the endurance that they don't get from skating on a concrete floor. That's just a lot quicker, so it's easier for them to skate around. So when they come and skate with us, they feel like they're skating in mud. So we definitely have the endurance that they don't. So we'll definitely turn it up a bit in the half.
Fantastic. Thanks, you guys. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the second half of Rhythm in Bruise, the June 3rd game of the Penticton Pistoleras against the OSRDA Farmers Slaughters. It was a real busy first half. Farmers Slaughters came out of the gate just guns a-blazing, but for the past, 5 or almost 10 minutes of the first half, they've been held at 73 points by the Pistoleras. We got Corella to kill for the Penticton Pistoleras in the black, making it through the front of the pack, grabbing lead jammer. And of course, that means that she's got the privilege of calling off this jam as she wants. Also looks like we're starting on a power jam, which means that the Pistoleras are the only ones with the jammer, which means that they're the only ones that are eligible to score points. But here we got Dixie Drift for the Farmers Slaughters, hitting the pack again, getting stuck behind a couple of the black blockers, makes it through her initial pass. I am Bullet Bell, and with me is No Fear, and we are your guides here on this Rhythm and Bruise roller derby adventure. Corella to kill, taps her hips, calls off the jam.
With a comfortable lead of about 40 points right now.
A comfortable lead of about 64 points right now.
We can do math.
Oh, yes, we can. I've worked in a bank for 7 years. Finally, I can do math.
You've been doing banking as long as you've been doing roller derby.
Yes, it is not a coincidence. I hit my head really hard and I got really proficient at numbers. That's not true. But my memory is really bad now. Hellcat for the Penticton Pistoleras gets pushed to the outside line, recycled all the way to the back of the pack. Great move. And there goes Hula in the red for the Farmers Slaughters. She's wearing the star on her helmet, makes it through, grabs lead jammer. Hellcat about a quarter track behind her and gaining. Hula calls it off, gets stuck behind a wall of black. Now, No Fear, you said that you had spoken to some of the players at the halftime, did an interview. What do you think we're going to see from this second half?
Well, when I spoke to the Farmers Slaughters, they said that their strength is in endurance. Also with the kind of floor that we're on right now, they have a lot of practice with it. So they feel like they are going to come back in strong this round.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, so tonight we're skating. The floor here at the Penticton Curling Club is amazing. It's a polished concrete, which is just ideal for roller derby. Drifting around those corners, getting good push. Nice. We have Risa Lightning for the Penticton Pistoleras, getting through, getting lead jammer. Lingo doing some fancy footwork on the outside, still gets hit to the back of the pack by Slayer. Lingo takes the Stark helmet cover off her head. Oh, making some looks of pain on the inside. She gets a big hit to her thigh. Still holding that star cover. Risa Lightning for the Penticton Pistoleras. Making it through, grabbing 5 points, hits the pack again. Looking for another 5 as she's trying to pass Lingo. Whatever happened to Lingo, she's still got a smile on her face. She is a sassy one. Risa Lightning for the Pistoleras in the black. Gets bumped to the outside. And recycled to the back of the pack, and she calls it off by tapping on her hips. We hear those multiple whistles indicating the end of the jam. Keeping my eye on the Farmers Slaughters jammer. She's just doing some stretches. I think she's okay. Maybe just pulled a quad muscle, got a Charlie horse on that big hit there. So I think she's going to be okay. That woman
All in
is,
a day's work.
yeah, that woman is 90% muscle, so it's easy to pull one, I guess.
I know, right? It's really inspiring to see all these strong women.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about roller derby. It's you don't have to be an absolute athlete, but Little Whippersnipper, I've been calling her the wrong name all evening. Little Whippersnipper makes it through, grabs lead jammer for the Penticton Pistoleras. We've got number 808 Hula, not too far behind her. Betty Rage making her way around 2 from the penalty box. That was a quick jam. I was too busy talking about being an athlete. So I'll finish my thought here. Yeah, it's all body types. We've got, you know, tiny women. We've got great big tall women. You know, we've got all different levels of fitness, but we all come together as a team. We make it work.
Can anyone play roller derby?
Anyone can play roller derby.
Even me?
Even you. And if you'd like to play roller derby, you can always visit one of the team's websites. We've got SORDA.ca for the South Okanagan Roller Derby Association. This is the last game of the season, but they're training almost year-round. Training hard because Corella de Kill made it through the front of the pack, grabbed lead jammer, and 5 points. So of course those jammers grabbing 1 point for each blocker of the opposite color that they pass. They get a 5th point if they manage to lap the other team's jammer. Here we've got a star pass going on. I think Moon, who's got the stripe on her helmet, has the helmet cover in her hand. She's going to try and get to the front of the pack before she puts that on. Makes it all the way through. And the stripe becomes a star as Cruella de Kill calls off that jam.
And the Penticton Pistoleras are killing it.
Yeah. Wow, they've widened their lead to almost 100 points now for the past at least 15 minutes. So this entire half so far, so nearly 7 minutes, as well as about 10 minutes from the previous half, the Farmer Slaughters have only gained 1 point. And I think we'll have to thank that to the incredible endurance of the Pistoleras and the incredibly strong 3 walls that they've got going on there. Hellcat makes it through, grabs lead jammer, but we got Dixie Drift close behind her. She took advantage of that chaos, went through that same hole that Hellcat made it through on the inside. And taking no chances with this lead, Hellcat calls it off. It was a 0-0 jam. And as you mentioned a couple of minutes ago, yes, anyone can play roller derby. In my league, I think we've had someone in their 50s was actually playing with us. And our youngest skater was 19 when she joined. Also, we have people of all sorts joining for reffing, joining to be a non-skating official, because of course without them, there is no game. You just play willy-nilly. Oh, Risa Lightning making her way through. Gets lead jammer for the Pistoleras. Lead jammer, of course, being very important to the success of a team during a game. Oh, huge hit from Risa. Oh, nice. Bowls are over. I think we've got another star pass. Amanda Moon getting stuck up on Anya Knees at the front of the pack. Unfortunately, Anya Knees gets an out-of-play penalty. It means that she was blocking someone who she should not have been blocking. That's all right. Risa Lightning makes it through, grabs 4 more points. Farmer Slaughter finally with a successful star pass. Moon makes her way through, picks up 4 points. Risa Lightning makes her way through that wall of red. Picks up 4 points, calls it off. Looks like the Farmer Slaughters have been really relying on that star pass maneuver.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, they've been doing it a lot this half, starting on it a little bit in the first half. I think as soon as they realize that they're not going to have lead jammer, instead of letting their jammers tire themselves out trying to make it through for their initial pass, of course they've got to make one pass before they're eligible to start scoring points. They can actually pass that helmet cover from jammer, the person who initially starts with the star on their helmet, over to the pivot, who's the person that starts with the striped helmet cover on their head.
Can the pivot pass the star back to the original jammer?
No, unfortunately, you cannot. There are some. I won't get into the minutia of the details, but you can only pass it the one way once per jam. So of course, once the jammer passes the star helmet cover over to their pivot, they can even pass it. They can't. I don't believe they can throw it, but they can pass it over the heads and pass the other blockers. So that saves them from having to skate past.
So then only their hand has to go past.
Yes, only their hand has to go past, as long as that hand is holding the star helmet cover. And then I believe that counts as the initial pass. They are no longer eligible to get lead jammer, which is very important. It's not the most important, but it's a very important advantage.
Why isn't it the most important?
Because love of the sport is the most important. That is a good question. Here we've got the jam game back on. We've got little whippersnipper making it through for Penticton Pistoleras, grabbing lead jammer. So that gives her the ability to call it off. So if the other jammer is on her butt, maybe gets in front of her, starts scoring points as she shouldn't, little whippersnipper, the black jammer, can call it off. Just like that. She came up in front of the, she came up behind, rather, a strong wall of red and decided, no, it's not worth my energy. I've got another 20 minutes of tough work ahead of me.
What's it like being out on the field?
Being out on the track? Oh, it's so much fun. It's just a rush of adrenaline.
I've noticed people is getting knocked down and getting right back up again. Like, what even happened?
Yes, and of course we wear some pads, but most of the hits that happen, they are on our hips. We fall on our butts. Of course, we wear those big thick knee pads. For just those situations, you could hear the pads hitting the concrete ring throughout the arena. But when you're in the throes of your adrenaline rush, you can't even feel it. The next morning, however, is a different story. We call that a bangover. Corral to kill with lead jammers, calling it off frantically as number 666 Slayer in the red comes up. I believe it was a 0-0 jam. That's what it looks like. Penticton Pistoleras not scoring a ton of points this half so far, but doing a wonderful job of holding back the Farmers Slaughters. They've scored 5 points so far this jam. Penticton, I believe, scored about 20 or so. Huge apex jump. That was a very, very lovely move by Hellcat, the jammer for the Pistoleras. Jumps over the apex of the track, grabs lead jammer Dixie Drift for the jammer for the Farmer Slaughters.
She looked like a ballerina there.
She looked like a ballerina mixed with a linebacker, and there she goes. Oh. All right, it looks like Penticton Pistoleras are going to start on a power jam. Farmer Slaughters Dixie Drift. It's going to think about what she did for the next 20 seconds or so in the penalty box. We've got a pretty good turnout tonight for the game as well.
I've noticed there are families with kids here.
Absolutely. So it's a totally family-friendly event unless you want the kids to be in the beer garden. Then in that case, not so much.
Even in the splatter zone?
Even in the suicide zone? Oh, they're not supposed to be, but I do see some of them there. Yeah, you get some good trackside seating here. And if you're so lucky, you might get a Derby girl to spill right into your lap. And that's what we paid the big bucks to come see these. No, just kidding. It's about 10 bucks to get in here, and kids under 10 are free. Risa Lightning making it through on the outside line, sneaking right by Dala. Got Dixie Drift, the jammer for the Farmers Slaughters, in the red, coming up against a strong wall of black in the back. Oh, Dixie Drift, jammer for the Farmers Slaughters, gets a cut track penalty. That means she skated out of bounds, meaning the Pistoleras are going to have another power jam, 30 seconds in which they can score points. And our friends in red cannot. Oh, huge hit from Moon to Risa. Risa Lightning taking a beating on the outside, calls it off. They'll start the next jam on a power jam, so only the Penticton jammer will be on. So another good opportunity for them to get lead jammer. No pack being called means that both teams of skaters on the track got too far apart from each other. Moon's at the top of the track, trying to get little whippersnipper. Doesn't quite get her. Whippersnipper in the black gets lead jammer. Dixie Drift, I think for the third jam in a row on the track as the jammer. Little whippersnipper grabs 3 points there.
I wonder if our mics are picking up all the little kids running around here.
I think they are. Yeah, we're right next to the family fun zone. Another no pack gets called. Both teams hustling to make that pack get formed. We've got Lingo at the front of the pack, fighting against a big wall of black. But Cruella to kill, she's the one that makes it through, grabs lead jammer for the Pistoleras.
Cruella is killing it.
She is killing it. All the Pistoleras jammers are doing such a phenomenal job of getting lead jammer. Of course, it's not just the jammers, it's the blockers that are helping. Excellent, we got Crew picking up 4 points there. The blockers are also helping the jammers get through, so it's not all about the stars. A saying in Derby is that the blockers make the points and the jammers collect them. Oh, we've got Dala slow to get up on the inside of the track there, but she skates off herself. I think she's
What's
okay.
happening now? Why are people on their knees?
It's a courtesy in roller derby during the games. When we think that a jam might be called off due to player injury, everyone takes a knee and respectfully waits for either that player to try and get up for first aid, to come and help them out, or whatever they need to do. Hellcat sneaking through on the outside, using her time-bending abilities once again to pick up lead jammer. Scullywag taking a big hit on Hula. Well, it looks like I thought Hellcat got through, but she did not. She got bumped out to the outside of that track. Calls it off as Hula got a little bit closer there. All right, just under 12 minutes left in the game. We've got 213 points for the Penticton Pistoleras, 82 points for the Armstrong Vernon team. Farmers Slaughters. No pack called again. That seems to be Penticton's go-to maneuver for starting the jam. Oh, a huge hit on the second corner there. Venom Vixen taking out Risa Lightning. Risa Lightning just pops up like a daisy and keeps on going. And it looks like Risa would have been eligible for lead jammer. She was the first one through, but she did not get that lead jammer status.
Look at her. It's like there's nobody else on the track right now.
Absolutely. Risa Lightning picks up 5 points. I barely even saw her make that pass. I think it was on the inside line. We've got number 666, the jammer for Farmer Slaughter, struggling at the back of that strong wall. We've got Blitzkrieg and Uzi Q and Renegade, just an absolute terror. But eventually Slayer gets through. Oh, and Slayer actually has lead jammer. She's got the privilege of calling off this jam, which would probably behoove her to call it off soon, as Risa is closing there and Slayer is struggling in the pack there.
Wisely calling it off.
Yeah, a little bit too late. Risa already picked up 3 points, I believe. And 4 points for that jam. Oh, just kidding, just 2 points for that jam for Slayer. She had a tough fight at the back of that pack behind that absolutely monstrous wall of black.
And we're at 10 minutes left with a score of 227 to 84.
When this game started, and Farmer Slaughters picked up about 36 points, 36 unanswered points, really. I thought we were going to be in for a little bit more of a beating than what's...
We may still be.
We may still be. A lot can happen in 10 minutes. A little whippersnipper makes it through for Penticton. Grabs lead jammer Dixie Drift. Dixie Drift is really finding her groove now. 10 minutes left in the game. She's really getting speedy. I'm excited to see what happens for the rest of the game. But you're absolutely right, No Fear. A lot can happen in 9 minutes. That's for sure. We've got Corella to Kill jamming again for Penticton Pistoleras, makes it through, grabs lead jammer. Star pass is happening. Lingo passes it over to number 615, who is Venom Vixen. Venom, unfortunately, fighting against her own blockers there to make it through. Oh, and gets a forearm penalty. Didn't see what happened, but now Venom Vixen holding the jammer helmet cover. Is going to have to spend the next 30 seconds or so in that penalty box for her sins.
She'll think long and hard about it.
It's going to be the absolutely most painful 30 seconds of her life. Hellcat lining up to jam for the Pistoleras. Of course, she's been having a monster of a game. I think she's been getting lead jam almost every time. This jam, no exception. She's one of those skaters that skates through almost unopposed. Ooh, we got a big hit. Number 1701, Tannibal Lecter, getting called off for a penalty. Hellcat stuck at behind number 97, bashes her way through. Good track awareness by Hellcat. Part of her body went out of bounds, but her skates did not, which means that she didn't have to go behind the person that hit her out. That was great track awareness. Big slide out on turn number 4. Moon and Hellcat kind of eyeing each other up. And Hellcat, seeing that she got knocked out and was going to have to go all the way to the back of the pack, decided to call it off. Not worth her energy. Still 6 grueling minutes left of this game.
The Penticton Pistoleras come in with a healthy lead at 247 to 84 against the Farmers Slaughter.
So, despite the score, the teams are fairly evenly matched.
They really are.
They're both very strong. They've got strong walls. But what's really getting Penticton ahead is their ability to get their jammers through to the front of the pack faster and more consistently than the Farmer Slaughters team is. There goes Risa Lightning for the Penticton Pistoleras. Lead jammer grabs 4 points. No pack is called. The skaters in black have to let them go. Unfortunately, Slayer didn't quite let the jammer go fast enough. She got a penalty for blocking out of play, I think. And that's one thing that we haven't discussed yet is roller derby names.
Roller derby names.
So as part of the mystique and the appeal of joining roller derby is you can be anyone from any walk of life, and you can join a roller derby league. It's not necessarily that you assume another persona, but you can be someone else on the track. You don't have to be, the mother of 3 or the advertising agent executive or the radio announcer. You can be absolutely anyone you want. Oh, nice moves by little whippersnipper. She sneaks right under the butt of number 88.
And you can even have a pun in your name.
You can have a pun in your name. Yeah, there's some real great. I love Cruella de Kill. That's one of my favorite derby names out there.
I like Feeble Knievel.
Yes. Yeah.
Farmer Slaughter.
They've got
even
some
Farmer
huge
Slaughter is a pun. Their team names.
Exactly.
If you like puns and bashing people, roller derby is the sport for you.
Exactly. Puns and violence. That was another huge jam. Or huge plays by the Pistoleras on that. We were too busy talking about names. I do apologize, but hopefully we get a replay of that in post. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I'll try to pay more attention to these last 3.5 minutes of the game. Again, we've got Cruella de Kill jamming for the Pistoleras. Finally, Dixie Drift makes it through, gets the lead jammer. Let's see if she can capitalize on this. She's going to want to try and do her best to make this a full 2-minute jam. Cruella de Kill gets called off for a penalty. So that means the Farmer Slaughters are going to want to slow the pack down. Then Dixie Drift, the jammer in red, can make as many passes as possible. There's 4 points. My apologies, 5 points. She gets an extra point for passing the Penticton jammer that's in the box. Dixie giving a signal to Venom Vixen to try and make a mess of the pack, get it rolling. Didn't quite work. We've got a pack up at the front. Venom Vixen trying to get the rest of her blockers up there. Moon getting her blockers together saying, hey, Cruella de Kill is back on the track. Ooh, and good call by Dixie Drift, calling it off. I don't think any points were gained by Penticton in that jam.
And with 2 minutes left to go, the Farmer's Slaughter has quite the deficiency to make up for. In points only.
In points only, not in spirit and definitely not in effort. Those women out there are working their butts off.
They really are.
Just Hellcat grabs a lead again. I think she's batting 1,000, skating 1,000 for getting lead jammer this game so far. And there goes Lingo with the hugest smile on her face. The biggest
she did
smile.
A little chicken dance
she
there.
did a little chicken dance. She's got the biggest smile of roller derby, I think. Hellcat sneaks through, grabs 5 points for lapping the Farmer's Slaughter's jammer. We're seeing a lot of spills. These women are leaving everything out on the track. So we've got another star pass, and there goes Hula donning the star. Hellcat taking it easy. All she has to do is wait another 10 seconds. And I think this will be the last jam of the game unless the Farmer's Slaughter coach calls a timeout, in which case they'll be able to have one more jam. Hellcat makes it through. It's like watching pinball.
Pinball with really high cheering. Can you hear the sound in the room right now?
Exactly. It's just about as shiny as a game of pinball. So I'd say we had a little bit of jammer on jammer action. Oh, Hellcat tries to jump the apex again. Doesn't quite make it and calls off the jam. All right. So we've got an unofficial score. Yes, we've got Farmer Slaughters breaking that century mark, 101, making back about 25 points in this half. Unfortunately, not a competition. 140 points or so for the Penticton Pistoleras being scored for this half. Got a little bit of an injury on the Farmer's Slaughter side, and now we've got all the spectators out for the traditional high fives. That was an amazing game. Both teams just leaving absolutely everything out on the track. Some absolute MVPs out there tonight. My MVP for the Pistoleras, I would have to say, would be Hellcat. I think she was getting lead jam after lead jam after lead jam, and 15, 20, 25-point jams the entire time. And while we had some really amazing players on Farmer's Slaughters, I'm going to have to say that Lingo, just with her absolute sportsmanship, doesn't let anything get her down.
I was a huge fan of Little Whippersnipper on the Pistoleras team.
Yeah, she did amazing too. She went through like a ninja. You saw her skating just basically
time machine, I'm telling you.
Yeah, absolutely. Just underneath all the butts of the opposing blockers. And of course, it's not just the jammers that do a fantastic job. Like we said, the blockers make the points and the jammers collect them. Moon was fantastic on the Farmer Slaughter team in the red. And of course, Renegade and Uzi Q on the Penticton Pistoleros were absolute forces not to be reckoned with. Well, it looks like we've got Here's the official score. We've got Penticton Pistoleras with 275, Farmers Slaughters with 104. This has been Rhythm and Bruise this June 3rd, 2017 at the Penticton Curling Club. Penticton Pistoleras roller derby team versus the Armstrong Farmers Slaughters. If you're interested in getting involved in roller derby, you can always visit our website. You can visit our next game. It's the last game of the season, so you'll have to join us next year. But visit our website, sorda.ca. We can get you set up with volunteering. We can get you set up with skating. We can get you set up with reffing. We'd love to see you out here.
You can also find us on Facebook under the Penticton Pistoleras and South Okanagan Roller Derby Association.
Fantastic. So like our Facebook page, and we'd love to see you out here next season. I am Bullet Bell, and with me
is No Fear.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we will see you next season.